Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about our group projects game. It's a text-based adventure game, and it's rich of features. Firstly, I'm going to talk about the game description. Game initialization. A 9x9 board will be generated at the start of the game. Column 01, 7, and 8 and row 01 will be reserved for card placement. The player can move by one tile by typing in specified commands. Game flow. The player will spawn randomly in the remaining 7x5 space. A random number of monsters will be spawned in the space. The player can move freely in the space because the player cannot move into the card tile. If the player's coordinate coincides with monster's coordinate, they will enter combat. After combat victory, monsters will have a certain probability of dropping two types of game objects. Number 1, cards. Number 2, equipment and accessories. Metric of success in the game is determined by the number of monsters slain before death. There are also other features in our game, for example, statistic modes. It displays the player statistics, and then combat mode. The player will attack the monster manually, which means that the player can either attack, dodge, or heal depending on the situation. Attack damage is deterministic, affected by the player's attribute statistics, and the player can enter, exit, and progress will be automatically saved. Then let's talk about the game objects. Monster. Monsters' attack damage and defense scaled with the number of moves the player has made. Numbers of monsters on board scales with the number of moves that the player has made as well. Then I'm going to talk about the player. Player will have 5 attributes: attack damage, health point, defense, health generation, and attack speed. And then let's talk about cards. Remember I talked about card placement before, and there are card tiles reserved for cards. There are totally 3 sets of cards: Shelter, Barrack, and Forge. Cards can only be placed in certain rows, and the following conditions will occur. If 4 Barracks cards are placed within a 2x2 square, the player's attack damage and attack speed increase. Same goes to Shelter and Forge. And another feature is if all card slots are full, then the attributes will be permanently stored in the player, and then the card slots will be freed out, and then the player can continue to play the game. Equipment and accessories. So there are equipments and accessories. Equipments are like armors, boots, chest plate, and accessories are like some random accessories. For accessories, we have used linked list to store to store the accessories. So dynamic memory management can help to better allocate our memory at runtime with the use of pointers and standard library functions. And then we've also used vectors in our card storage, and that's the end.